So welcome to BPM 2013. I'm Phil from Digital DJ Tips, and I'm here with Chris Roman from Numark. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Phil.
Now we've come to you first because we want to have a look at the NS7 Mark II, which is quite a big deal for you guys and something a lot of our readers have been looking forward to for a long time. So without further ado, shall we zoom in on the thing and you can start talking us through it?
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is the brand new NS7 II. It takes on our predecessor from 5 years ago of the NS7, where we've included the motorized platters with real vinyl on top. There's a slip mat underneath there. You can adjust the tightness. You can completely customize this to your workflow, to the way you like to work as a DJ. Turntablist is something that, using turntables is something that once you've done it, you never want to go to anything else. And all I can say is you got to try this out. If you haven't done it before, if you're a new DJ and you haven't used vinyl before, this is your chance. This is the way to do it. So this is the NS7 Mark II, high torque motorized splatter. I can adjust the torque to a low torque or high torque setting. So depending upon your preference again. It has a high resolution pitch fader, 100mm pitch fader, high resolution, which means basically every little increment that you make a change to will go into the Serato DJ software and be recognized right away for super tight and precise handling of what's going on. Now, in addition to all that, we've taken the NS7 and we've added a whole bunch of really cool new features. First and most obvious, of course, this is a 4-channel controller. The NS7 II, or the NS7 I, had 2 channels on it. We've added in 4 channels, and not only do we add in 4 channels, but we also added inputs in the back of it. So now I can plug in external CD players or turntables or things like that and be able to mix them into what I'm doing with the Serato DJ software. In addition to the inputs on the back, we have a separate microphone on the front, completely independent of everything that's going on here, so you can talk over what you're doing and not have to worry about switching channels over or doing anything else while you're working. Now, taking from the NS7, we had our CP Pro crossfader. We didn't get rid of it. It's right here, fully curve adjustable. It's got signability on either side of it. So I can have a super tight cut if I want, or I can have a nice smooth cut, like a club style cut if I want to. So you have all those types of controls that you expect to have inside a professional club DJ mixer right here inside the NS7 II. Now those are the obvious things. You look at it and say, hey, that's really, really cool. But there's a bunch of things on here that are really unique and new, and things that nobody else can offer to you right now. First of all, the MPC pads that are on this. This is genuine Akai MPC pads. Why do I know that? Well, because in the same building with me, we engineer all these different really cool tools and products, and Akai is one of our sister brands. So we got the opportunity to grab some of the same really cool technology that we create on one side over to the other side and bring it in here. Now, why is it important to have an MPC pad? It's all about the feel. All about the feel. So now when I go hit it, super, super responsive. Most controllers you can hit it once, but you can't do this. Now, I'm not a drummer or anything, so I can't really do a really super tight roll, but I'll tell you right now, you touch it, instant response, absolutely instant response. So the first bank of pad usage is based upon what you want to do with your cues. There's 5 hot cues completely separate up here that are the same as the first 5 here. So you see 1, 3, 4 lit up. So 3 is set up on both of them. Maybe we'll set up a new one. There you saw 5 light up. So the first 5 hot cues are set up also over here. In addition to all that, we have the 3 additional cue points that you have inside Serato DJ. So you can set up all 8 hot cues right there on the pad. Now, we have additional modes. It's not just these 5 modes. We have 10 total modes in these pads. On the flip side of cues, it's cue loop, all right? Which is a really cool function inside the software. So when I go hit the pad right now, it's going to create a loop to wherever I set my cue point. So I got a loop going on. If we take a look over here on the software, you'll see the loop going on over here. I'm going to make that loop a little bit tighter right now. All right? Any of my hot cues are basically set up with a loop automatically, and I hit it again and it just releases the loop. So it's a really cool feature that we came up with that we thought would be really, really awesome to be able to loop your cue points that you have set up on a whim. So that's the first set of pad functions. Second set of pad functions gets into your looping functions. So the first one is an automatic loop. So on the automatic loop, you have different parameter settings here. There's your quarter note loop. loop. All right. Now, of course, the music is stopping when I go into my loop and holds in position. The flip side of that, of course, is roll. It's a function that's been around forever for Serato. And the roll function basically does that temporary holding, and then we'll jump to the point where it would have been sort of like slip mode. That's your roll functionality. Next function I want to show off inside here is your looping. We have standard looping, right? So standard looping means you hit it in, you hit it out, and then you release it. Maybe you can save it and all those kinds of things. So we're going to do that on the next set of pads here on this track. Nothing's ever been set up. I'm going to set one up and also save it. So I'm going to mark that I want to save it. Oh, that was a terrible loop. That was a terrible loop, right? We need to fix that loop. So I'm going to hit my out point, and I'm going to tighten it up a little bit. Alright, as you can see, I can adjust all that just by moving the bladder. Alright. Alright, that's a good loop, right? So we're going to take that good loop. I'm going to release it right now. Set up a new one. There's a new loop set up. That's all just by stuttering on the loop. That's my other loop. So I've saved a couple different loops in there. I can jump back, I can re-loop instantly, whatever I want to do. On the flip side of my loop function, I have basically loops 5 through 8. Moving on down is my sampler. So I'm going to drop down the volume of what I have going on over here. And we'll play some samples for you. Now all that's saved inside the SP6 sampler that's inside the unit. And I have some samples loaded on the bank tray over here. So you can see that I have samples loaded in each one of these. So those are all samples I've loaded in there. In addition, of course, they can be set up as loops or however you want to do it. So you can re-drum your tracks and the rest of it. Now, in addition to that, I can go to the flip side of it, and now I have velocity sensitivity inside my MPC pads, because that's what MPC is really, really known for with these pads. So now when I go to hit it soft, very soft. It's probably hard to hear in this environment, but trust me,
incredibly hard to hear with your PA system going behind it.
But I can get a nice soft, louder, you know. So there you go, sampler, full volume control on the sampler based upon how hard you hit the pad. The next function over is a slicer. Now a slicer is really cool, but you really want to see what's going on with it too when your pads are moving. So the thing I didn't mention, I should have mentioned before, we have these RGB pads in here. The RGB LEDs now tell you basically what function you have going on just by the colors that are going on. So here's your basic slicer, and what that does is basically it grabs the music as you're going along.
So we can see this on the software as well. We can see these slices on the waveform on the software.
Exactly. So you can see here. Now I can adjust how long that is. So I'm basically tightening up the air grab. The other thing I can do, I can go into a loop with it. 2, 3. Alright, so now I have this basically this measured as samples, and all the 8th notes are basically grabbed here across the pad. So what I'm basically able to do is just repeat the area of music. And I'm just going to release it. I'm going to move ahead. So that's the slicing functionality. Now all that's just with the pads alone. But that's just one of the many new features that we've added inside the NS7 II. In addition to that, we've added in these capacitive touch knobs. And it's probably the coolest feature you've ever been able to use now. Because what it means is basically now you just touch the knob and you get a response to what's going on. And it can be instantly a response. So for instance, first thing I'll show off with you is the kill functionality within the EQ section. So I can kill my bass, I can kill my mid, I can kill my high, or I can kill it all.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
Right? And it's all just from touching the outside of the knob. The next thing I can do is I can actually make adjustments to my effects instantly. So I'm going to have an effect. What do we have in the first pad? Let's go over here and look at what we got. And we got, jump back with our strip search there. So I have, what do I have? I have the echo effect going on, one of the new Serato effects. So when I go to touch this knob, you're going to see it activate. You're going to see on the screen, I'm grabbing it right now. Now, just touch it a couple times. Now go over here, look on the screen. You can see as I touch the knob, it's flashing. So I touch the knob, it flashes. Now I'm going to adjust it. I'm going to let go of it. Oh, let's change the effect. Let's find something else. Maybe a flanger. That's actually sometimes easier to hear what's going on. So in one action I can grab it and I can also activate it and I can also change how I want it to sound. All that just by touching the knob. All the knobs now are activated for touch. Now that's the touch effect. We also have one more touch effect, but it's tied in with a filter. So first of all, let's talk about the filter. We put filtering on this. So that's your standard filter. Sounds really awesome, doesn't it?
Yep.
Alright. But I got a really cool feature that we've added into this. It's basically the roll effect tied together with it. So now when I activate this, when I touch the knob, it's going to turn a roll on. And when I let go of the knob, it's going to release the track, but keep the filter where it is. The other thing too is as I'm adjusting the filter size, it's getting a little bit tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. And it's back. Right? Very, very, very unique effect. You can't find anything else. Now there's a second mode to all this with a filter. So that's the filter roll. There's also filter effects. And what that does basically is it ties together whatever effect I have set up on deck has a parameter adjustment adjusted at the same time. So when I go to move the filter knob, it's going to move the effect as well. So you can see it moving here. So all that's moving at the same time. It's moving on the software. So you can hear that flanger going on along with the filter. Very, very cool, very unique, something you've never been able to do before with effects in this way. So it's very much a super effect at that point, and you can grab that filter and also add another effect into it. And so whatever I have assigned doesn't matter. I can have both of these assigned, and it'll move both of them at the same time. So that's filter effects. So let's see here, what else? What did I forget? All right, we also have, in addition to all that, we've added a slip mode into the NS7 Mark II. What that is basically is when I have it activated, when I release this, it's going to jump ahead to where I would have been had I not done this. And the same thing's true basically for cues. So you can do really, really cool things with the slip mode activated as well. So this is the NS7 Mark II, and like I said, if we look on the back of it here, you'll see that you can plug in all these great things. So over on this side, I'm doing this backwards, so hopefully I remember everything is right. So on this side, you have all your inputs. So this is all your inputs, including an additional microphone that can be set up on any one of the channels that you have here. So we have 2 microphone inputs on this. And the second one, basically, you can see microphones set up in each one of these. So whatever you want to use on, just go ahead and use it on that channel. That way you always have it free. Inputs for turntables with preamps, inputs for CD players. Outputs on the back side, of course, you have your balanced outputs, you have your unbalanced outputs, and you have your booth output as well. And of course, you have your USB input for, of course, plugging your Serato DJ software from your computer. So this is the NS7 Mark II. My name is Chris Roman from Numark, with Phil here from Digital DJ Tips.
Thank you very much for that, and thank you for valiantly ploughing through with your own PA systems behind us and a rather loud Denon stand opposite.
Yes.
It's always the way. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you so much, Phil.